going to go straight into game 2. So, Mr. Production, let's take a quick look. Suck My Nauts and boom, ready to go here for Sirona. Left-hand side, Suck My Nauts. Penny with the Frog and the Scoldier. That seems a much more solid comp in my opinion.
It does.
Boom on the flip side though, Froggy, Scoop, and a Vinny. I think Scoop, made it through the bans this round. Good job. He's here. We're not going to be seeing a Scolder. No Swiggins here this time as well. I'm fairly sure that one was the ban. But going to the Sirona, it's a little bit different. We do got the 2 lanes, but the bottom lane does have the mechanic of the worm. You can feed the worm. A lot of vertical space for Vinny to be using in the top. A lot of vertical space for the chase because the Froggy has huge jumps. We got the floaty Penny.
Yeah. So it seems like the team makeups are, again, very similar in terms of how they are built. You've got the 2 flyers, quote-unquote flyers in case of Penny, but Penny can do a lot of work with those bounce pads and can stay up there for a lot longer, can chase Vinny, who can actually completely fly. So there's where Vinny comes in. Both Frogs being there for the burst and the damage, because that's how the Frog do. Yep. And finally, you got your big tanks to help start things off. So you got Scoop and you got the Scoldier. That's, I think, where the crux of this is going to fall. You're going to have your Scoldier who initiates better. Yeah, who initiates better? Is it going to be the Scoop, who's going to be able to get the hammer off coupled with the double dash, or is it going to be the Scoldier who catches the Scoop like 9 times out of 10 and manages to get kills off of him? So it's going to be one of the two. We've seen how the fish can die to Scoldier as well, depending on circumstance. So
no, that's a big weakness on a one-on-one.
So I think that the key knot here is definitely going to be the Scoldier out of all 6 of these, for sure.
And we've seen really good works from Scoldier for initiation. Gallo, for example, had some really interesting throw combinations. But, throw into stun, amplification there from the Penny, maybe some bigger burst from her. It feels like it fits a lot better than that Nah comp because it just felt weird and clearly didn't deliver. So, game 2, Suck My Nauts and Boom here on Sirona. This is match point. Boom, who has been in every qualifier up to the semis. Can they solidify this? Or Suck My Nauts, the team that we saw yesterday, we've seen them now today. They're clearly great because they're here into the semis. Can they put a point on the board against this established team? Well,
let's find out. Yeezus going to be playing your Scoldier, your Frog being played by Jorv yet again, and finally Celtsy playing your last one. As we move into this, Yeezus taking a lot of damage already. Paolo going in with the bindings damage. He's just going to end up surviving the skin of his teeth. Vinny taking a lot of damage, being played by Kaio. Your Scoop being played by Paolo as he manages to defend his Vinny as he teleports away. And finally, Frog being played by Blah as per the usual.
Yeah, the usual. And we talked a little bit about, fantastic Frog plays a bit earlier. Blah was our go-to name for that. Jorv definitely really up there as well. We've seen some fantastic new talent, some fantastic old talent in these qualifiers. And, win or lose, these teams, they've definitely, showing a lot of their promise to beat out 128 qualifier teams to get here.
Absolutely. And with the way that this is working out so far, we've got a 2 very aggressive team lineups. No deaths given up yet. It matters on who's going to get this first blood as to how the rest of this game is going to be set in terms of its. If Blue gets the first blood, this could be a very messy game. If it's Red that gets the first blood, then oh my.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to punch him into the worm. Down goes Paolo. Yeezus is now going to be running, but he's taking some big turret damage. The cooldowns here from Blah, it's going to be enough for the hit. Can he actually chase down Yeezus? And he will. Blah was staying on top of him like white on rice, but Celtsy, almost paid for it there. The Vinny really low hit points as well. It's going to be a 1-1 exchange because we fed the worm technically for first blood.
That worm getting fed in every game so far makes me unbelievably happy.
Your pet worm is definitely getting a little fat, Wolf. You got to take him for a walk later.
Okay, fine. But here we go, another dash. We got some more gun damage coming out here. Celtsy's sitting on a 2-point combo point lead here. Blah picking up a lot of solar down there. So the mid going towards Blue. 1-on-1 in terms of kills. 2 minutes into this game. Base abilities on practically everyone except for Jorv, who's got piggy bank into boots as well.
Yep. We'll see if the early game advantage.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to pay off, though, considering that Blah figures, you know what? The fight's going to come to me. Why do I need boots?
That's a great toss there from Yeezus, but it wasn't quite in that tower range. Blah will drop, so yeah, maybe he needed those boots a bit more. Good dodge there from the Yeezus, but he's still bouncing on the wrong pad. He's going to pick up this health. That's going to be putting a little bit more oomph in his step. But 2-on-1, well, the Celtsy's going to try to help, but she has nothing to delay. The only thing she can try to do is grab out that kill on top of Paolo, but all efforts are in vain. Yeezus will drop, probably to a hammer.
Yeah, the hammer, it does end up picking that up, so a long-range snipe. for that coming out. And even at max damage, that thing only does 250 damage, but Jesus, at a very low amount of HP, going to end up going down to that.
He's a big guy. It's hard to fill up that HP bar. Doesn't have any kind of base regen past what past what everybody gets. He still only has those base abilities. So yeah, he was. He kind of doesn't dance in the sky nearly as well as a Penny or a Vinny.
No, absolutely not. But the more annoying thing in that case is that really it's impossible to dodge these hammers. If they're well aimed at all by Paolo, Paolo will hit them. And again and again and again, that's always been the case with all of these hammers and the Scoldiers that come out after them. So
fair enough. 2-2 on the score, 4 minutes, well, about almost 4 minutes in. We have been farming the worm a little bit from both sides, so in terms of the solar advantage, I'm looking at Jorv. Jorv's actually sitting 760 because he didn't get that first blood. He just must have a lot of kills and a lot of farm under it going his way. But, back and forth, 500-ish, 500-ish, 700-ish. It's about 100 between them. And once again, farming out that worm can be very beneficial when done on repeat.
It's a lot of solar, and it's 29 solar every time. Every time that there's a droid wave, it's going to stack up. Blue's been holding on to this area for a long time, too, and they have not been giving it up. They have been trying their hardest to keep it, and Yeez is taking a ton of damage. He's not going to end up going down, though. Yeah,
he's also not going to take the health from the top. He is just going to decide, I'm just going to go on back and reset. Jorv is just trying to duke out this hammer, does successfully do it, but there wasn't any kind of big follow-up because Kyle there was a little bit busy there with the Celti, who also jukes out the hammer. Skins of their teeth, but right now, Sucked by Nauts is keeping even. In fact, they even have a little bit more of a solar lead over top of the dominant gameplay from Boom.
It's working out a lot better than last game for them. It feels like they've got a lot more power and a lot more backbone to their team compared to last time. A lot more control over their fate. They haven't died a lot. Jorv going to just teleport on home. Or not, as the blaster says, no way, sir. You're going down. Well played there. Celti taking a bunch of damage, dealing some damage to Kaio as well, but that pound's going to completely miss. He's now in a world of danger as he tries to jump around. Oh, Paolo going to go for the hammer, but the pound's going to just juke it out. Now he uses in maybe a bit of trouble. He's going to just hide behind his turret. 3-2 now for Boom as they go into this second game. 5 minutes, 41 seconds into here. They're doing really well. They're doing really well. They picked up Solar Cloud again on Vinny, so going for the same build as last time for that business.
Both frogs picking up their hammer pants.
Yep, and Twisted Lance for the scoop, so they're going for that long-range snipe.
We haven't seen Scoop in a little bit, but the last one we saw was rather underwhelming. Way to put it there. So Paolo getting into the thick of things here. Lots of low hit points all the way here onto top of red. Can Celti actually juke this out once again, using that vertical space to her advantage, but Paolo is ready for that kill. Looks like the double now going down on Yeezus, which leaves us with Jorv, who's back in the town, and that means complete map control now going over the way of Boom.
5-2 now. That was really unfortunate by Celti, who decided to stay up there despite the fact that you should have known that Paolo, after hitting that bouncer, would have stayed up there just in case. And in this case, she went up and then she died for it.
Big damage, big damage.
Yeah, lots of damage happening on this bottom turret, especially, and the top turret taking a decent amount as well. Celti trying to come in with a pulse. The pulse is going to end up hitting 2 people, but for what amount of damage? She doesn't have the bug jar yet. Jorv taking a hammer to the face. The entire team actually taking hammers to the face. Now Yeez is taking a ton of damage from both Blah and the hammers. The dash coming up, but just barely missing. You've got Blah now running away for his life. Jorv trying to find that kill. He's not going to end up finding it. He's now at half HP instead, and he's going to stick around and get the solar that he can. So that little exchange going out in favor of SMN, but it's not going to get any kills, which is what they need. They can't afford to just send people back home. They do need that solar from the kill. Yeah, no, for sure. It's early game solar with these comps is going to determine a lot. But oh wow, that was a sick hammer. Jorv is actually going to drop now, and on a 2v3 scenario, we have to be very careful we don't run into that lemming scenario that we've seen a few times here on stream, where you just can never get that 3v3 going. You can never get that big team synergy because somebody is always dead. Yeah, and in this case, they are playing safer. They are managing not to die. But again, that hammer spam coming out, hitting Yeezus practically every single time.
He's a big fat man. It's
He's a
hard to
big
dodge.
fat man, and he just can't get off the hammer.
And there he goes.
And he ends up going down to, to dash and NATO as per usual. Now, the bomb turret ended up going down as well. So already, Team Boom looking very commandingly in this lead now. They got 7-2, 8 minutes into the game. Their first turret to boot. They're at least at 1,000 solar apiece, 1,300 on the Frog. The other team sitting at 700, 700, and 1,000. It's already a massive lead, 300 per knot at least. That is one upgrade, one big upgrade, or two smaller upgrades per knot. That is massive.
Yeah, there's a bigger difference in power than maybe even what the score tells us because of that solar difference. Farming under the worm is a great way to do it, and Jorv is about to find that out. Blah actually took home that kill. But 8-2, the tower is down. We're still looking for that top one, but as I said, big numbers are now coming out here from Blue as Kaio does take home Yeezus. Once again, I'm a little afraid of the Lemming scenario because 2 people dead. That leaves a Celsi for defense, and if she engages on this, it's almost likely a Fox Fur Coat.
Absolutely, and it's kind of the same thing that was happening last time. Once they got enough solar on everybody and the burst was real, Vinny now sitting with 2 ranks of Chrome File. You've got damage now coming out of the scoop with both of his bindings and damage and his snare duration now actually on the hammer. Like, they're initiating with Paolo and his hammer, and then they're finishing off with a double dash scenario into a long range binding. It's like it's last game all over again. The same concept applied in a different scenario. Celsi gonna end up getting picked off by Kaio's dash and just the interplay between the two.
I was watching that from the corner of my eye, and Kaio said, "All right, she's really low. There goes Yeezus." And she actually went up top. He beat her there because she floated looking for captors. Didn't follow. Fell down. Found him. Dash. That was it. Very smart play coming out from Boom. And, again, they're collapsing extremely well here on top of Suck My Knots. 11-2. We were at 2-2, like not that long ago. 11-2 now. Both towers down. They're looking for the third. And, I don't think Suck My Knots has the gas in the tank to do this.
I am reluctant to say that they've got a lot of luck either. Between all the burst damage that Blue has,
Celsi needed.
Not at all. Like, you were expecting to get a pounce there. You got pounced upon. Like, there was something that went wrong in terms of communication, and that was the end of Celsi. As we move on to this third turret going down ever so slowly, the end damage on bindings proving to be a good harassment tool in this case.
Yep.
It's just, this is brutal. There's no amount of pills that can save you. There's no amount of shielding. A Genji couldn't manage to protect you guys, even with a fully upgraded blessing. Like, this is...
There's 2,000 solar between the teams.
Yeah,
Last time we talked, it was 100 advantage for Suck My Knots.
Yeah, it's just, this is pretty disgusting, unfortunately. And the double dash combo out of Kaio and Blah, combined with this initiation. Look at that. He gets a hammer, they get a double dash. Celsi almost goes down. That is like clockwork. Hammer, dash, dash, done.
Yep. Maybe Curry Mammoths need to make a reappearance at some point.
Yeah, especially now that Hammer has got snare duration on it. And now the blue team going to go ahead, back off, solidify their lead with a couple of item pickups which they desperately need. Banner, the triple scoop being picked up 2 ranks and 1 rank in snare duration for scoop. Goldfish being picked up by Vinny, so now 700 damage dashes.
Really, no pills.
Tweeters, Silence Cloud, Antique Machine Gun. Like, this is end game right here. If they get a single hammer, it is going to result in death.
I don't think they even need to kill anyone at this point.
I don't think they need to kill anyone either, but they are going to get at least one kill here.
Last defense here. Suck My Knots. This is your tournament life on the line. Miracle defense. I believe. Hashtag I believe.
Well, clearly they don't, because Jesus is just sitting there.
He is. He's just overseeing the death. The other 2 are in the fountain. And I think we are going to say, good game.
Yeah, they're over in there jumping to left. See who can jump the highest.
Well, it's Penny.
Yeah, it's Penny. So that's going to be your victory for that game, folks.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Absolutely. Team Boom finally making it. So both Gallo and Boom having a very long, hard road to this point. They've played in almost, in all of the qualifiers, they've tried extremely hard to get to this point, and just finally they've made it. So congratulations to them.
We have our 8 teams.
Yeah, we have our 8 teams, which now comes out to
All-Stars,
Boss,
99 Cent,
Lag,
Ape,
Ion,
Galileo,
and finally Boom.
That's a sexy bracket.
The dynamite.
Sexy bracket, man.
It is going
it's
to be
a good
really
mix
good time.
of old and new as well. I mean, 99 Cent goes all the way back to Toilet Humor,
Oh,
Ion
yeah.
and Nada Pop, Boss Cannoli.
Yep.
Names that we've seen over the years. LAG? I don't know. Ape? I don't know. Boom? I don't know.
Yeah, and Gallo, still new to the scene, really. Like, they did well, but this is the first time that we've seen them come to a point like this where it's just like, okay, lots of stuff on the line. These are all
Amazing.
8 extremely powerful teams, lots of good players on both, excellent high-level talent on all of them.
It's fantastic.
This is going to be an exciting weekend next week.
I know. So, Qualifier 4 in the big, ladies and gentlemen. 128 teams, all 4 qualifiers. They all came out, they tried their hardest, and we're down to the top 8. The top 8 of 512 teams.
That is...
Sounds great to say. That we're
it's scary when you consider how...
Yeah.
how
it's great, though.
Just, I don't know. Like, the Nauts community, everyone who plays in it thinks, the Nauts community is a tight-knit one. It's a small one. It's bigger than I think anyone really thought of.
Yeah, we got to give big compliments to the community because, our admins, they've done some other games. They came in here battle-hardened, scarred, ready to deal with the worst. And you know what? You guys were awesome. Admins just say nothing but good things. There's so little toxicity. You guys come in here, you're polite, you know what to say. You come out to the streams, you support everyone. It's an amazing community. I've always said that.
We love
the
you.
Awesome Nauts community is great.
You're beautiful people.
It is.
It's wonderful. But
it is.
Here we have it. We have our finalists. We have what's happening next weekend. But this weekend, the 3rd and 4th qualifiers for the Alienware Awesome Cup tournament come to a close.
Because the teams went to bed. We're not doing finals for seeding. It's going to be a coin flip.
There's that.
It's been a long day. These qualifiers, I think we've only covered one finals because it just stretches into the early morning. It's really late in Europe. Here in Canada, it's almost 9 p.m. That's fine. We would totally do it. But the games, I'm sorry. But the games, the time stretched on. We're going to do a coin flip. We will release the brackets this week as well, so we will know, the top 8. Double Elim Grand Finals next Saturday with these 8 teams. We will have information for you throughout the week, and we will tell you where exactly you can find that. But let's take a quick look. What are these teams playing for next weekend?
What are they playing for?
Then what are they playing for?
Oh, my gosh.
You guys might have seen this a little bit before, but with over $5,000 prize pool, first place goes home with cash in their pocket, Awesome Nauts on their new Alienware Alpha Steam box that they are winning courtesy of Alienware, and, of course, a little bit of skin bundle love for everyone there as well. 2nd, 3rd, 4th to 8th, they all get Awesome Nauts, they all get skin bundles, so everybody now mentioned, All-Stars, Boss, all of them, they are going home immediately with Awesome Nauts copies, skin bundles, and the top 3, they go home with the cash as well. That is the Alienware Steam box. It is a really cool looking concept, it's a really cool looking box. It cannot wait to see what it's going to do for the Steam community, and more importantly, Awesome Nauts, since you can play on it on your TV, you hook up your controllers, you're now doing split screen. It's an amazing thing.
On your TV. That's awesome.
I have a big TV. I have a much bigger TV than I do monitors. Hooking up a Steam box to that's exciting to me.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Could you imagine? Nauts on a big screen like that?
And, comparatively, compared to other gaming rigs, it's not that expensive. So if all you do is play Steam games, you go out, you buy Steam, you load it up, you're done.
Bam.
On your TV, glorious 1080.
Courtesy of Alienware.
Or even higher. I don't know what TVs actually go to these days. 4K, who knows? Teddy Bear A-list skins, of course, went to everybody in the qualifiers. 512 teams got themselves Teddy A-list skins. That's 1,500 players.
So many teddy bears.
Courtesy of Ronimo Games. Very big generosity. Of course, the cash coming from them here as well. So,
absolutely. Yeah.
Next weekend, we're going to decide who's first, who's second, who's third, and, of course, who finishes off 4th to 8th. Who's going home with the money, the bragging rights, and those alphas. Same time, same place, next Saturday, double Elim brackets. Me and you and all the production crew here.
What, me too?
Yeah, you're invited. You're invited. Don't worry.
Oh, my God, it's beautiful.
So today and all the other qualifiers, courtesy of Alienware and their alphas, big name sponsor, sponsored again by the Ronimo Games, produced here by ES Champ. We've done all the production. It's been a fantastic experience. We got all the guys here with the admin, War Champ 7, Master Doug, Draconis, our producer as well, working very hard to make sure that you guys get these games. And everything here has also been powered by Gosu Gamers. That's where we've been doing all the brackets. It's how we get the replays. Fantastic site. They made a nice mini site for everyone as well. And it's a great collab. Hopefully we'll see more from them in the future. But we are done for the night, sir. We are finally
Qualifier 4.